for the hardest-hitting show in talk radio. The true progressive voice since 2012. This is Southpaws.
And welcome to Southpaws on the Pacifica Radio Network. We are the leaders of the revolution. My name is Darren Gibson, and I'm your co-host.
And my name is Jack Prince, your fellow co-host, Darren.
Boy, we've got quite a bit to talk about today, as we always do. Trump sticking his foot in his mouth yet again. Now asking China to investigate Joe Biden and his son. Doubling down on his efforts with the Ukraine. Oh, my God. We've got plenty to talk about here. But before we do have some business to take care of. Mention to you that you can follow us on social media by going to facebook.com/Southpaws Radio Show. You can follow us on Twitter at Southpaws Radio. You can become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/Southpaws Radio. You can listen to the show anytime you'd like at Spreaker.com. Do a search for Southpaws there. You can also find us on the iTunes Store. Do a search under Podcast for Southpaws. Find our logo, and you've found us. And, of course, you can listen on great Pacifica stations across the country, including KCEI-FM, Taos, New Mexico, KZGM, Kabul, Missouri, and at Global Community Radio Channel 1 every Monday night at 9 p.m. We're on right after Democracy Now!, so make sure you check us out there as well. A couple of quick notes from last week's show. We had talked about the Harbaughs, and after we got off the air, I discovered it's Jim Harbaugh's son, Jay, that is the tight end coach for University of Michigan, not Jim's brother. John,
you mean the running back coach?
No, tight end coach.
Is he? Okay.
Yep. John Harbaugh is still the head coach of the NFL Baltimore Ravens, which I don't know how they're doing this year. Do you have any idea? I don't pay attention.
Not as well as they have in the past.
Are the Lions doing better than the Ravens?
The Lions, you hit a button there. The Lions were in that last game against one of the hottest teams in NFL, Kansas City. They just barely got beat. They look good. I don't know. And I give the quarterback credit, the
Stafford
crisis that he's going through with his wife's cancer. It's stuff. But John Harbaugh, I actually met in Indiana coaching at the university in Bloomington. He coached the special teams many, many years ago. And I think they're all good coaches. I hope Jim can dig himself out of this hole that he's in now with the big game issue. Yeah,
hopefully. Well, we'll know soon, won't we? Oh, boy. And we might know soon. Before we get into Trump, just a real quick mention.
Everybody else does.
A couple of days ago, we had the breaking news that Bernie Sanders was admitted to the hospital for some chest pains. He's had a stent put in. Apparently, they found a blockage. He's out of the hospital already. Stents really aren't a big deal. I believe about 1 million people get stents every year put into their arteries.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just amazed. I look at Bernie. He looks like a cross-country runner, right?
He does.
He's trim. I look at Trump, and he's a big, plump, greasy.
Big plump.
Can't they put some kind of stent or a sewer maybe in his heart to clean it out? The guy's never sick. A conduit just flooding the crap out of his mouth,
Yeah. I don't know.
What a week of crap, too.
Exactly.
There's nothing that matches it in history. Nothing.
Yep. Like I said, apparently on Thursday, Trump came out in a press conference and said, China, I want you to investigate Joe Biden and his son. And he's doubling down on this stuff. Does he not understand the gravity of the issue here?
It's illegal.
Does he understand?
You're not supposed to go to foreign governments and dig out dirt for your political gain.
Yeah.
Somebody ought to tell Trump that.
Yeah.
Can anybody tell Trump anything?
No.
And now they've got little Barr, that little pudgy, they got him going over.
Bill Barr, the Attorney General.
To what country was it? He flirted for some dirt with them. It's recorded. Both Barr and Pompeo.
He was on the call with Ukraine.
Yeah, both of them are up to their beady little eyes. They really are.
It's the whole damn system.
It's a crime syndicate. It is a crime syndicate.
It is. It absolutely is.
Succinctly.
Yeah, and that is very succinct.
They look at the terms they use. They use snitch, like it's Tony Provo down at the club.
Well,
snitch.
Well, we need to find out who this whistleblower is, that we can rub him out. That'll be the next thing he says. We'll be rubbing out this whistleblower, or as you put it, the snitch.
Well, Darren, don't think these pickup Confederate flag guys, don't think they're not taking the communication right straight.
Yeah. And Trump's delivering this message directly to his base.
Yeah, and it's really not much of a whistleblower anymore. It's so blatant.
Yeah, and people wonder why Edward Snowden fled this country.
Yeah.
Right, here's why. Because whistleblowers are okay until you whistleblow against the federal government. Then it's not okay. Then they put you in prison. Or if you're lucky, you get to flee the country before they figure out that you're the whistleblower.
Now, these idiots will look. They've got enough computer. They'll try and find this whistleblower.
Yeah.
Isn't there a $50,000 reward on his head?
Yeah, a couple of conservative bloggers put out a $50,000 bounty.
Where are we at, Darren? The president heading vigilantes to go dig out opponents who did nothing wrong?
Is this supposed to be the Wild West and so nobody notified us?
You know what it reminds me
Hell,
of?
the Wild West wasn't the Wild West.
No, it's better than this. Had to check your guns in at the bar. Yeah. This reminds me of the scene when Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation doesn't get his bonus from his cereal boss, the guy that heads a cereal company. Comes home, and his brother-in-law is there.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah.
And he starts saying, that dirty, rotten corporate, this blankety blank blank. And Eddie sneaks out the door, right, on Christmas Eve, and he gets the guy. He gets the guy and drags him back to the house. You know the scene I'm talking about?
No, I've never seen that movie. No.
You haven't seen it? Shut the phones. Shut it down. We'll watch that first. Oh, you got to see that. Anyway, he took the leading of Chevy Chase and drugged this guy out of his house in the middle of the night. It's not that far off to think. Well, let's face it. None of us are safe. Once the chains you start going up the ladder, it will not end. They feed off of the next victim.
Exactly.
And the evangelists are running around claiming that anybody against Trump is against God. You might as well throw gas on a fire down in Mississippi.
Can I throw this, since you mentioned the evangelicals? I have this story. This is from InsideRadio.com. Inside Radio is a trade publication that's owned by Tegna, the same people that own WZZM Television in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is dated October 3rd, and I'm going to edit this a little bit because our policy here is never to use the word news after the word Fox, because they are not news. They were never meant to be news. No. They were meant to be GOP TV, which was pitched by Roger Ailes to President Nixon in 1970, and Nixon said, this ain't going to work. Well, guess what? Apparently Nixon was wrong there, too. So let me read this here. Again, this is from Inside Radio, October 3rd. Fox Bleep Radio. I'll just say it. Fox Propaganda Radio has broken ties with Todd Starnes, who hosted Fox Blank and commentary for Fox Propaganda Radio and Starnes Country on the Fox Nation streaming outlet. His dismissal follows a latest controversy surrounding the host when a guest on the Starnes Country program claimed that Democrats worship Moloch, an ancient demonic god to whom children were sacrificed. Boy, I guess I've been missing the meetings, the church meetings, Jack. I didn't realize that I'm supposed to be praying to Moloch. Well, or I guess used to. I'm not a Democrat anymore either. I'm a progressive, leftist. I'm way far left. But apparently Democrats are supposed to worship Moloch. I think we've got a new church to start. Well, hey, if If these conservative false prophets can go out and start a church and make money, why can't we, Jack?
Yeah, the spaghetti monster God and all that. But as we said before the show, these are people that are supposedly worried about the integrity of the media, right?
Yeah.
You talk about a contradiction. It also smacks of their attempt to smear our hero, Miss Cortez, right? Where in one of her press conferences, or I don't know exactly where this was at. I just saw a clip this morning. A woman stands up, she says, I want to speak, and she says, it's dire out there. It's getting terrible. We only got a few months to save planet Earth, and I think it's time we start eating our babies. So a hush falls over the crowd. She opens her coat up. She's got a sweatshirt on that says, eat your own or eat your babies, something to that effect. Well, Kasia thought, hey, this is a woman that needs help. This is a woman mentally ill. Yeah. So she was very, very comforting and tried to ease the situation and get her out of the room. Well, come to find out, as you very likely suspect, audience, she was a troll. She was sent there. She was a pro-Trump supporter who went in to make it appear as if our concerns to save the planet are as crazy, and the answers are as crazy as needing to eat your own children.
I got a better idea. Why don't you eat the rich? As you've said before on the show, Jack, don't worry about taxing the rich. Worry about eating the rich.
They're not bad with a little lemon juice.
Yeah. Let me continue this story here. According to the Washington Examiner, the decision to let Starnes go came before the latest incident. Starnes is not unaccustomed to creating controversy. He once said that Democratic Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar should take a, quote, one-way plane ticket back to whatever third world hellhole you came from, end of quote. Fox propaganda and commentary has been replaced by Fox propaganda across America. Starnes told FaithWire that he plans to launch a, quote, multifaceted broadcasting and digital company focused on delivering authentic conservative news and commentary, end of quote. Just listen, authentic conservative news and commentary. You mean authentic bullshit. Because that's just exactly what it is. Should I even get the sound effect ready here? Because I got a feeling we're going to need it today. Authentic conservative news. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy.
You know what I like about that tape?
Yeah.
It's the dribble. You know what I mean? When you think about the conservative dribble, we know they come out with BS, but then there's this little dribble that follows it. Personified.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we actually, to get that off the table, thanks.
Yeah.
I guess what we're saying is that Trump surpassed the week before, but I think there's a silver lining in this cloud. Mm-hmm. I honestly see him coming undone. I see him breaking at the seams.
Yeah.
Like never before.
We're seeing it happen on live national television, too.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Which it's unprecedented.
On some late-night show that finally we've got him on the run. Mm-hmm. This impeachment has put him over the top. And I give the Democrats credit in some areas.
Yeah.
They're moving fast.
It's about time.
What did the Clinton impeachment take? Over a year. This is progressing rather quickly. Mm-hmm. Good word, a good verb. Progressing rather quickly, because the progressive impetus would do this as fast as possible. Mm-hmm. And all of these namesayers, like Van Jones, or what's his name, the guy that's a pundit for Clinton or for CNN, Clinton News Network.
Yeah, I think that is Van Jones. Yeah,
yeah. This is going to be a lose-lose for the Democratic Party. Get the plop out again. There's some Democratic bull plop.
Yep.
There's no lose-lose on this. You go after Trump both barrels.
Yep. And here's the other thing with this. The conservative media has absolutely no idea how to cover this story. I have this. This is Michael Grinbaum writing for the New York Times. This is dated September 28th. Fox propaganda personalities are facing heckles, insults, and criticism for their coverage of Donald Trump and the impeachment inquiry. And that's just from their own colleagues. In an unusual airing of intramural grievances, Fox propaganda anchors and pundits have let loose at one another in full public view, lobbing attacks